Hi, everyone. This is Brenda Selden. Welcome again to the Traveler's Message and Healing Circle. My name is Brenda Selden, and I channel the messages and energy healings from the travelers who are interdimensional beings who have come to Earth to help us evolve, to help us on our path as we get ready to start living amongst the stars, as they say. So tonight's topic is about leadership and healing. And so I'm just going to jump right in and let the travelers speak for themselves. Welcome, Earthlings. We are happy once again to be with you. Today we have decided to speak about the concept of leadership, what that means in our world, in our civilization, and what it can mean to you. And so for ourselves, we are not a single being with a single mind. We are many, each of us with our own thoughts and our own desires, but we have for many eons worked towards becoming a unified, caring whole. That is to say that we lead with our hearts. And so this concept of leadership for us, it requires that each one of us be a leader for every other one of us. Again, though we do not have physical hearts, we do have, and we do live from an energetic core of caring and kindness and what you call love. And so we have decided to set aside what isn't for the group's highest good. And it has taken us quite some time to be able to do that. We did not automatically begin by deciding to act as a loving, cohesive unit, but instead we had to evolve towards that. And we did go through periods where some agreed, some did not. There were, at the beginning, there was physical violence, there was death. We were in the physical form at that time. Now we are not, as you know, we are solely of energy form. And when we decided to start to become one, what happened was that on our world we had a leader, and this leader stopped our world from destroying itself in a mass genocidal war amongst ourselves. We lived in what you might call today kingdoms, and our kingdoms were the size of countries that spanned across our world. And we were much like your Spartan, your historical Spartans of Greek history. We saw ourselves as military powers, and those that were not soldiers were deemed as worthless, as less than nothing, and were treated and kept as slaves. So men that were unable to fight or were too old or were too feeble in any way, all women, for in that time, though we did not have a this idea of genders of male and female, we did have classes of beings for each of us can help to reproduce. So in that manner, it is different from your world, but in the manner that those that were only able to reproduce were not able to take part as soldiers. Again, were part of this class that were treated as serfs or slaves. And in our world, children at the age of 5, and of course, on our physical world at that time, at the beginning, our years differ very much from yours, but with that idea that those young ones, until they reached a certain age when they would be able to start to train. Again, they were part of this group, this class that we know of as slaves. And so our leader, towards the end, when we were on the cusp of destroying ourselves, brought the remaining kingdoms together. Our numbers were truly decimated. And our leader, whose name does not matter at this time, said that we must bind and bond ourselves for life. And so what that meant was, and this was possible in our world where it is not possible in your world, two beings would, in essence, chain their beings one to the other, or their souls, as you would have it, in words that you can understand, becoming one. Although through to this time, every one of us is in reality descended from the original two that were forced to come together. Each chose to be a part of this process, and so two intertwined to become one. In many cases, those ones did not survive, for it was always beings from opposing kingdoms. It was never two beings from the one kingdom, but always enemies. And so if it worked, it meant life for both. It meant hope for both kingdoms. If they could not come to work together, most of the time it meant death for both and loss of hope for both kingdoms. And so out of the decimated many, there were a few left. Out of the few, even fewer survived as they bonded and they attempted to move forward as such. In your world, it is the equivalent of putting two people in a locked room for life, knowing that they will survive or they will not, especially if they began as two mortal enemies. And so each of us in reality carries the soul parts and the consciousness of the original two. And we have moved beyond that. We have evolved. And it is because each one of us that carried the two, each of those two, had to create a new form of leadership. Much like in your world, the idea of a two-headed person or a two-headed animal, if they are not in accordance, they will not survive. They will destroy themselves. And so when we speak of leadership, we speak of community, we speak of complete cooperation. We speak of the setting aside of all past grievances, of ego, of personal desires in order to make this new communion, make it function in its best and highest form. While you humans do not have the possibility to do this, our biology was different than yours. Our world was different than yours. The possibilities, because of the different energy frequencies, was different than yours, is still. But for you, in some form, it is harder. For you to work together, it is an individual choice. There can be no force of will. Each of you can volunteer to be a leader to one another. In your world, the leader is seen as a being whom everyone follows and everyone, how shall we say it, We are showing Brenda. She is trying to find the words. It is as in the form of a pyramid. The leader is at the top, and all other beings are underneath the leader supporting. He or she is by themselves in deciding the directionality of where you will go, what you will do, how you shall act towards one another. But we say that if you were to act as co-leaders to one another, for in our world there is no one that leads at all times, for we take turns. We base it upon our abilities as to what is needed in the moment and who can best meet that need, who can best serve in that moment. And so it is like your migrating geese being carried along the currents as they move to the north or to the south. They each take turns being the leaders, which in reality means there is no leader. The concept of leadership means to us in the moment who can best serve, who can best help. And again, it is the concept of service. And when that service is finished, then a true mark of a leader for us is that being that can then step down and to the side and offer that space to the next. For in truth, everyone is a leader and no one is a leader. We are all here together. And so, again, for this healing, we shall bring back the circle, the sitting circle of light that, for those of you that have been with us before, please take a moment, if you are new, to give us permission, the travelers, to work with your energies. And take the next moment to get comfortable and to let us know, apart from the healing that we will be doing, what else have you need from us? If there is a physical or mental, emotional, spiritual issue that you have that you would like us to direct our energies, we will be very happy to. And so we ask you to relax and close your eyes as we will lead you on this journey. You are in a circle seated. It is a circle of light. You can feel those sitting to each of your sides. You can sense that all around you, this circle is filled with humans. Some you know, some you do not know. And the light grows stronger so that it begins to enfold all of you. You begin to be covered by the light, unable even to see your hands on your lap. And feel the light as it goes over your heads and coming down over your face, your shoulders and arms downwards, covering your chest and stomach and abdomen, like a waterfall covering your legs all the way down to the tips of your shoes. And feel as the light comes down again like a waterfall, this time covering the back of your head, your neck, your shoulders, your back, the backs of your arms all the way down to your buttocks, covering your legs until the heels of your feet are covered and the light moves underneath, so that you and your fellow humans are covered in this light. And as you look around, there is only the brightness. Allow for a moment for you to sense, for this is not only light, but there is sound. And you will begin to hear a slight buzzing, much like the electrical buzzing of a bulb. And sit there as you feel the light entering through your closed eyelids. You hear the buzzing of the energies within. And this buzzing energy shall enter you through the top of your head, your crown chakra, making its way down through your body, through every part. Feel as this electrical crackling energy travels through your head, through your neck, downwards, splitting to go into each of your arms till it reaches the tips of your fingers. Feel it as it spreads through your chest and through your back, making its way down through your legs into your feet to the tips of your toes and your heels. And at this time, feel I shall be quiet, and that is Brenda speaking. As all of you sense the energies and hear it, it is particularly important that you let your awareness sit upon the crackling, sparkling, sparking sounds of this energy. For it is a specific frequency to awaken a certain heart path within you. And so for the next few minutes, be in this state and let your awareness gently land upon the light, but especially upon the sound and the feel of this crackling electrical energy making its way through your body. A special connection is being made by this crackling electrical energy between your heart chakra and your solar plexus chakra. We are creating a new pathway for a specific high frequency manifestation. Feel as both of these chakras are being connected at this time between your chest area where your heart chakra is located and above, a few inches above your belly button where your solar plexus chakra is located. You may begin to feel a tightening between these two areas as they are being slightly pulled together, but that sensation speaks only of the stronger connection and the new pathway that is being created. What you call portals, rather, what you call chakras, we call portals, pathways. In truth, they mean the same. We are creating at this time a new opening, a new pathway, a new portal between these two chakras. And this portal is created halfway, at the halfway point between these two. And this special portal is open at this time and is specific to receiving our energies. This is for us where we call our heart-mind area. We do not have hearts even when we were in physical form, such as you. At another time, we will be glad to speak of our physical anatomy when we had it. But we speak of the heart-mind. We speak of that leads by love, by kindness, by caring. And we are bringing in through our energies. You may feel it like a churning, like a slight turning, a spiral energy that begins to enter your body in that spot, halfway between your solar plexus and your heart chakra. Feel as the opening grows larger, as the energy enters and it spirals. It spirals within you, growing. You may feel a sense of slight coldness. It may almost feel like the beginnings of an electrical storm. These energies that spiral within you create these, how shall we say it, these tentacles of energy that anchor your physical body, anchor your energy body to our energies, to our dimension, to our pod. We have spoken of the concept of the pod, and we shall briefly mention it for those of you who are new. But we choose to live in the groups that we choose to live in. Some are as small as extended families, others are as large as small cities. Each pod is based on the mission that we choose to undertake. And by mission, we mean the planet, the star, the system, the civilization that we choose to visit and work with and help to evolve, so that when that civilization joins the larger galactic family, it has been prepared in every way. And we support the growing of these beings. For to us, you are like children that are not ready to go out on your own. You are still in need of mothering and fathering, and we are here to help you grow and be ready and mature. And so we are anchoring, creating a portal between your body and our pod, so that you can begin to, as you call it, download this specific frequency of leadership. It is one that allows us to co cohabitate, co-create, where the joy in being together is by far greater than any misgivings, any upsets that we may have as individuals towards one another. In a manner, it is almost like a natural, how shall we put it? There is no exact word. The closest we can come to this is the concept of the nectar of the gods. In your mythologies, in your stories, there was a special nectar from the flowers that would make everyone feel at peace and joyful with one another. It brings that frequency in a natural manner. It helps to soothe the sharp shards of the ego that exists within you, smoothing it out, soothing it, letting it know that it is safe and that no harm is meant to it, allowing it to quiet down and to sleep, allowing it to rest. And when the ego is allowed to rest, your beautiful, true spirits are allowed then to easily arise and to take their first steps on this important path. This connection that we are creating with you at this time can be rejected if you are uncomfortable or unready to work with us more intimately. Or if at times the energies feel too rapid for you, as though they are forcing or changing you too rapidly, you may ask for them to temporarily be stopped, and you may begin with them again at any time. Yes, these energies are of a higher frequency. They are and will be challenging to you to a degree, depending upon where you are on your path as a human being. But if they challenge you, it is because you are ready. Those of you who are here taking part in this, you are ready to work more intimately with us, to join your bodies, physical and energy bodies, your spirits, your minds, your hearts, to our family, to our pod. Come be honored guests. And at this time, for the last minutes of this healing, we shall come and walk amongst you in this ringed circle of light where your energy bodies are currently sitting. You shall find us sitting by your side. You shall feel our energies. And at this time, each of you, if you wish, may communicate with us. And so for the last 3 minutes, we shall be with you. Feel free to speak with us. We shall answer you. In the last minute, we would like you to know that at the beginning of this session, we spoke about how we volunteered to become interconnected at the end of the warring period where each one of us intertwined our spirits with one that we had formerly called our enemies. At this time, while it is not exactly this complete and total intertwinement, what we have created is, if you wish it, a strong and permanent connection so that you begin the intertwining with ourselves. And though it shall not ever be what we had, it will be much like having a dear friend by your side, a helper, a being who can help you, whether it is to heal, whether guidance is needed, whether you are asking us to bring in the healing energies to help this world of yours. We shall be able to do it much better because of your request, because of your help in anchoring us through you to this world, to you. And again, we remind you that at any time, you may close this new portal. You may ask us to permanently leave, or you may ask to take a break, or you may work with us on a daily and continuous basis. We are here for you, and that is our message. And we will help you to be, each one of you, the great leaders that you are in the areas that you can lead. And we hope that you shall do so, and we hope that you shall also support others to lead. Thank you, and we hope to see you again next Wednesday. Have a good night. Thank you, everybody. This is Brenda Selden. Thank you.